How's it going, everyone? Austin Honecker here. I just wanted to come on here for a while and give my review for All Elite Wrestling's AEW Dark from tonight, which is May 25th, 2021. I gotta say, it was awesome from start to finish. For the matches, match 1, it was Nick Camarado versus Duke Davis. That was a squash match, but the ending to it, Nick Camarado went over with the power bomb, but after the match, as QT Marshall, Aaron Solo, and Anthony Ogogo were on stage and Nick Camarado was still in the ring and Ganon Jones was outside of the ring, QT Marshall instructed referee Frank Gastineau to stay in the ring and had Justin Roberts, who is the ring announcer for AEW, come on stage. So Justin Roberts came on stage and QT Marshall instructed Justin Roberts to start, since Aaron Solo is already out on stage, out in the ring, and Ganon Jones is already out too, to go ahead and start the match between Aaron Solo and Ganon Jones. So Justin Roberts made the announcement that now it was going to be Aaron Solo versus Ganon Jones. And Aaron Solo and Ganon Jones got in the ring before the match started and everything, which that was cool. Well, Nick Camarado got out of the ring before the match started and everything as well, which that was cool. Match 2, it was Aaron Solo versus Ganon Jones. That was a squash match, but the ending to it, Aaron Solo went over with the pedigree. Match 3, it was 10 versus Dylan McQueen. That was a great match, but the ending to it, 10 went over with the full Nelson. Match 4, it was the Dark Order, which are Evil Uno and Colt Cabana, versus Simon Lotto and Steven Andrews. That was a great match, but the ending to it, the Dark Order went over because Evil Uno pinned Simon Lotto with the ripcord flatliner. Match 5, it was Big Swole and Kylan King versus Matty Rinkowski and the Bunny. That was a great match, but the ending to it, Big Swole and Kylan King went over because Big Swole pinned Matty Rinkowski with the Dirty Dancing. Match 6, it was the Gun Club, which are Billy and Colton Gunn, versus Liam Gray and Cal Hero. That was a great match, but the ending to it, the Gun Club went over because Colton Gunn pinned Liam Gray with the Colt 45. Match 7, it was Leyla Hirsch versus Vixen. That was a great match, but the ending to it, Leyla Hirsch went over with the cross arm breaker. Match 8, it was Dante Martin versus Jason Hotch. That was a great match, but the ending to it, Dante Martin went over with the 450 splash. Match 9, it was Diamante versus Reka Tahaka. That was a great match, but the ending to it, Diamante went over with the code red. Match 10, it was Joey Janella versus Bear Bronson. That was a great match, but the ending to it, Joey Janela went over with the greetings from Asbury Park. Match 11, it was Angelico versus Ryzen. That was a great match, but the ending to it, Angelico went over with the Navarro Death Roll. That was match 11, by the way. Match 12, it was Julia Hart versus Tesha Price. That was a great match, but the ending to it, Julia Hart went over with the splitting leg drop. And that was match 12, by the way. And match 13, which was the main event, it was Brian Cage versus Sonny Kiss. That was a great match, but the ending to it, Brian Cage went over with the Weapon X. Well, after the match, as Brian Cage and Hook were in the ring, Hook was choking Sonny Kiss, and Hook attacked Sonny Kiss with a Russian leg sweep, and then Hook done an MMA like hold, a mixed martial arts like hold, doing like a head scissors, arm trap, armbar, a head scissors armbar combination to Sonny Kiss, choking him out, and Joey Janella was on stage and hesitated to go into the ring, but Joey Janella instead left, and after Hook choked out Sonny Kiss, Brian Cage and Hook celebrated in the ring and everything, which that was cool. But besides the matches, Diamante cut a promo talking about how she was facing Rekka Tahaka on AEW Dark tonight and how she was going to beat Rekka Tahaka's ass and everything, which that was cool. Dasha Gonzalez interviewed Angelico, and Dasha Gonzalez was pretty much asking Angelico about his match against Ryzen and if he was intimidated or anything like that, and Angelico was being the cocky heel that he is and was saying that he wasn't intimidated by no one because everyone was below him and some were up to his chest, but he was high up and everything, which that was cool. And Alex Marvez interviewed Joey Janella, and Alex Marvez was pretty much asking Joey Janella about how does it feel that how do you feel about your victory against Bear Bronson tonight? And Joey Janella was pretty much talking about how it felt good to get a victory again and everything. And Alex Marvez was even asking Joey Janella what his plans were going forward and everything. And Joey Janella was talking about how Sonny Kiss was there for his support in his match against Bear Bronson, and Joey Janella was talking about returning the favor and being there for Sonny Kiss during his match with Brian Cage and everything, and also talked about how this summer he was going to be partying and he was going to have a bunch of women sucking on his nipples and everything, which that was cool. But besides all that, Taz and Excalibur done commentary throughout the whole show. They done awesome as usual. And Ricky Starks done guest commentary along with Taz and Excalibur during the matches of Leyla Hirsch versus Vixen, Dante Martin versus Jason Hotch, Diamante versus Rekka Tahaka, Angelico versus Ryzen, and Julia Hart versus Tesha Price. Ricky Starks done great on guest commentary. The referees for the event were Frank Gastineau, Mike Posey, Rick Knox, Paul Turner, Bryce Remsburg, and Aubrey Edwards. Okay. Frank Gastineau refereed the match between Nick Camarado versus Duke Davis. Frank Gastineau refereed the match between Aaron Solo versus Ganon Jones. Bryce Remsburg refereed the match between Ten versus Dylan McQueen. Bryce Remsburg refereed the match between The Dark Order versus Simon Lotto and Stephen Andrews. Mike Posey refereed the match between Big Swole and Kylan King versus Matty Rinkowski and The Bunny. Aubrey Edwards refereed the match between The Gun Club versus Liam Gray and Cal Hero. Paul Turner refereed the match between Leyla Hirsch versus Vixen. Rick Knox refereed the match between Dante Martin versus Jason Hotch. Frank Gastineau refereed the match between Diamante versus Rekka Tahaka. Paul Turner refereed the match between Joey Janella versus Bear Bronson. That was Paul Turner, by the way. Rick Knox refereed the match between Angelico versus Ryzen. Mike Posey refereed the match between Julia Hart versus Tesha Price. And Aubrey Edwards refereed the match between Brian Cage versus Sonny Kiss. All the referees done awesome as usual. Now, the match card for Friday night's episode of All Elite Wrestling's AEW Dynamite, it's going to be Miro versus Dante Martin for the AEW TNT title, Hangman Page versus Joey Janela, The Dark Order, which are Evil Uno and Stu Grayson, versus Scorpio Sky and Ethan Page. Let me see. Hold on a minute. The match card for the match card for Friday night's the match card for Friday night's episode of All Elite Wrestling's AEW Dynamite, it's going to be the match card for Friday night's episode of the match card for Friday night's episode of All Elite Wrestling's AEW Dynamite, it's going to be Miro versus Dante Martin for the AEW TNT title, Hangman Page versus Joey Janela, The Dark Order, which are Evil Uno and Stu Grayson, versus Scorpio Sky and Ethan Page, Darby Allin versus Cesar Bononi, and Jade Cargill, and Jade Cargill's Open Challenge. Those are the matches that have been announced. But besides the matches that have been announced, the Inner Circle, which are Chris Jericho, Jake Hager, Sammy Guevara, Santana, and Ortiz, will be having a celebration. Hikaru Shida will be celebrating her 1-year anniversary as the AEW Women's Champion. Cody Rhodes and Anthony Ogogo will be having a weigh-in ahead of their match against each other at Double or Nothing 3. And, Orange Cassidy will be giving his response to Kenny Omega's offer to back out of the AEW title match at Double or Nothing 3 or not. Orange Cassidy will be giving his response to Kenny Omega on whether he's going to back out of the AEW title match at Double or Nothing 3 or not. And AEW will be announcing the match for the pre-show of Double or Nothing 3. So the match card for Friday night's episode of All Elite Wrestling's AEW Dynamite looks like it's going to be awesome. I'm looking forward to it and everything. But anyway, I just wanted to come on here for a while and give them a review for All Elite Wrestling's AEW Dark from tonight, which is May 25th, 2021. Like I said, it was awesome from start to finish. And with that being said, my name is Austin Honecker, and I will catch your ass down the road.